Welcome, friends.
Hello, everyone. We're glad you could join us once again, and we hope you'll enjoy listening every single week. Then we put out different information and class information and everything else that we're thinking about, I guess, in our heads.
Always very seasonal. We are always
Yes.
interested in what's going on outside and what we're doing herbally and all kinds of other things. We are women with lots of interests.
Yes, we are. We just finished up having our second pine needle basket class. Always a lot of interest in our classes, and we'll be posting some of those as we go along. But if you're interested, stop out, see some of the samples and everything
Yes.
else. And if you're interested in the pine needle basket class, we'll probably offer another one next spring.
Yeah, making baskets is such a wonderful skill to learn. It's one of those skills that it's important to keep alive.
It is, certainly. Well, as I came back this week from my doctor's appointment, I decided to go the back way. And I call it the back way. It takes a little bit longer to go. It's not the smooth road.
It's the scenic route.
It's a scenic route, that's right. Because I wanted to check on the sunflower patch. I had
yeah.
not heard of it being open or that they were even blooming. And I thought, well, this might be getting a little late because usually around Labor Day weekend is when the people come out to view them. And it is only a mile from us.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Half a mile, really. It's half a mile.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, half a
turn
mile
and a
to
turn.
the west. And so I decided, I came up the hill and I saw the soybean patch and I thought, well, maybe they decided not to plant sunflowers this year. And that would be a little surprising, but those things happen. So I, go up the hill, and as I come over the hill, all yellow.
Yeah.
Golden yellow, just beautiful. It just enough to take your breath away. I had to stop for a second and take it all in. It was just wonderful. And I knew the sign was at the end of the road, the busy road, 1000 road, that says sunflower patch with an arrow going this way. So I thought, well, they must be getting ready for it at least. And it is quite a place to visit. You really enjoy it. So there's one big field of sunflowers blooming, and then the field right next to it is getting ready to bloom.
Yeah.
And a few are blooming already. So, by Labor Day weekend, they're all blooming.
Yeah. It'll be beautiful.
It will be beautiful.
And it's beautiful right now too. It's Hunsinger's sunflower patch. So if you're local, it's worth a drive out and take a look at it. And we'll put maybe a link below if we have an opportunity to do that.
Yes.
I had the same experience as you. I came over the hill and went, oh,
It just took my breath away. It is that beautiful. I mean, you just don't expect to see it, I guess. Right? And all of a sudden, it's there.
Yeah.
But they have an old antique tractor out front. It's a great opportunity to take pictures for the family. People even put them on the Christmas cards.
Yeah, they even let you cut heads with a little bit of a donation.
Yes.
Which is nice. So we'll be probably doing that for some of our decorations as well. It's always nice.
And I know many of you grow sunflowers too, the big mammoth sunflowers or the teddy bear sunflowers or some of those. They're all beautiful this time of year.
They are. They're just so cheerful and such a great, that kind of that harbinger of fall, that those sunflowers blooming. And we're so fortunate to have it so close to us. And hopefully those of you who are local will drive out and take a look. It's not as big as the big, I don't remember the name of the big sunflower patch, which I haven't been to, but because we have this one. We have this one so close by. It's a sweet little one, and it's nice to support people who are adding beauty to the world.
And you could clip a few of the heads, with your donation, which is certainly worth it.
Yes.
And put them out for the birds.
Oh, yeah.
They'll dry. They'll just dry. If you just leave them out, they'll dry, and the birds will continue to eat the seeds out of them, which is wonderful. Or put a few of them away till January, and then stick them out for a treat for the birds.
Yeah, it's so fun to watch them working the seeds out of the actual sunflower heads. And great for kids if you've got kids to have them watch that too. Feeding the birds is always a good thing to do. And sunflowers are part of what we use in our herbalism as well. Sunflower seeds are nutrient rich. They're packed with essential nutrients, including lots of vitamins and minerals. And I always like to buy my sunflower seeds raw because really the best way to fix them is to soak them in some salt water overnight so that they are soaked and sprouted so that their nutrients are more bioavailable. And then we roast them on a very low temperature because the sunflower oil in them is very volatile and it's very sensitive to heat, and so we don't want to use a high temperature, so we roast them at a really low temperature and then sprinkle them with some of our good Jacobsen salt with a little bit of potassium, as we talked about last week. The ones that are bought at the store that are already roasted are, as I said, it's too high of a temperature and they're very prone to rancidity, and so it's good to buy them raw and do your own thing with them. We like to do that anyway. It's a lot healthier for us to eat, and of course store them in an airtight container in a cool, dark area. You can do a big batch and freeze them as well, and then pull them out when you want them. So we don't cook with sunflower oil. Sunflower oil is very high in omega-6 fatty acids, which are essential fatty acids, but we tend to get enough in our diet. And omega-6 fatty acids really need to be balanced with omega-3 fatty acids, which are important for us to supplement with. And so we don't ingest sunflower oil. Another reason why is because it has a high percentage of polyunsaturated fats that are really prone to oxidation whenever they're exposed to heat. And so we don't ever want to cook with it, especially because it has a very low smoke point that can produce harmful compounds when it's heated. So we just don't use it in our cooking, but we do use it herbally in our herbal practice. We are making herbal oils and herbal salves and ointments and rubs and all those good things. We use sunflower oil because we love to keep up on the most current research. I enjoy just checking out what research is being done that might be relevant to our herbal practice so that we can stay on top of things. And a lot of our students, when we teach this, are surprised that we don't use olive oil, because most herbal recipes will call for olive oil when you're making something that's used topically, like an infused oil or salve. And we did for many years too, until we ran across this study that was done on children that compared sunflower seed oil and olive oil used topically and how it affected the skin. And what they found was that sunflower seed oil actually enhances the skin barrier. And that's what we want to do. We want to enhance the skin barrier. Our skin is a barrier, and we want to make sure that it's doing its job. It is the barrier between us and the outside world. It helps to protect us. And so we want to make sure we're enhancing the skin barrier and not degrading it, which is what they found that olive oil does. Is olive oil can degrade the skin barrier, which was a really surprising finding. I think we were really surprised to find that. And so since then, we really carefully source organic and cold pressed or expeller pressed. And unfortunately, in the United States, those two are basically the same thing. They're not the same thing, but that's all we can do in the United States is look for cold pressed or expeller pressed. And that way, that oil was not extracted with hexane. That's really important. Anytime you're shopping for an oil, make sure that it is cold pressed or expeller pressed, because if it doesn't say that, then it has been extracted with chemicals, hexane in particular, and traces of that chemical still remain in the oil. So we never want that. We don't want chemically extracted oils. We want mechanically extracted oils where they're actually pressing the seeds to extract the oil. And so that's the oil that we use in all of our salves and oils and rubs and such that you'll find on our shelves that we make here at the shop, and that's how we teach our students to do it as well. So we love sunflowers. Sunflowers are awesome, and we're really grateful to have them growing around us. They're beautiful too. Beauty is medicine too, we always say.
Yes, that's for sure. I dug up my sunflower mat because it's time to have it out and hang it up. This is a sunflower mat that I made, and it is one that I put out each year about this time because it's just a way to extend the beauty of the sunflowers and to remind me that the sunflowers are now in bloom.
So beautiful. Oh my goodness.
And of course in the meadow all the wild sunflowers are blooming too, of all kinds.
Yes, exactly. Lots of different
Yes.
flowers that look just like sunflowers with that dark center and those golden petals.
So with Labor Day coming, I hope you'll all get out to see the sunflower patches that we have in our area and enjoy them. Maybe take home a head or two because they're wonderful to have around.
Be sure to put your donation in the box.
Yes,
because
for
we
sure.
want to support these people doing
We want to have them keep
doing
planting the sunflowers.
For sure.
And so I'm going to close with a little quote about sunflowers, of course. It's by Helen Keller, by the way. Keep your face to the sunshine, and you cannot see the shadows. That's what sunflowers do.
What great advice.
What great advice, yes. And so with that, we will plan to see you next week.
Good earth blessings to you.